We are live. Hello, Marilyn, Tracy, Wild Edibles. Wild Edibles, I still don't know your first name. I have a somewhat not so bad memory, so if you want to, you can give me your first name. I should remember it.
You're not like me. I keep forgetting names.
Usually not that bad. So, yeah. So, Marilyn is here and Tracy's here.
Hi, Tracy. Yeah, and it's water.
Oh, yeah, me too. Me too.
Well, I have both. So, my cousin gave me a trick many years back. So, no migraines, no headaches. You have to always have a glass of water when you drink alcohol, so you never have a headache. So I look
One
like a
glass of
double.
water for one
Yeah,
beer.
so a glass of beer, glass of water, glass of beer, glass of water. So I never have headaches.
Awesome. Randall, BB Kearns, all in Homestead. You're here. So are you done your live stream already? You should have kept going. Well, it's good. At least you got a taste of it a little bit. Yeah. That's an issue I have. I might have to leave at some point in the next 45 minutes, maybe. Go
Yeah,
pee and leave me alone.
no worries. It is it's a small price to pay to drink your beer, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So how was your week?
Interesting. The week went by so fast. I feel like yesterday was Tuesday. I've been nonstop all week. I've been filming more also for my YouTube channel, so it's been quite hectic. Sowed a lot of seeds. I think I sowed all my tomatoes, all my peppers. I need 100 pepper plants. I need 110 tomato plants. I sowed all my cabbages, all my cauliflower, all my broccoli, all my kohlrabis. I think it's 8 trays that I sowed all this week, plus all my appointments that I had. Luna's graduation.
Nice. Yeah, I planted a bunch of tomatoes just before the live stream with my daughter. The long keepers tomatoes and some giant, what they're called, giant
Crimson?
monster,
Oh
giant
yeah.
crimson tomatoes. Also, I only had 5 seeds.
I thought I had those seeds this year, but I don't. So
You don't.
next year.
If I can grow some and actually have success with them, I will definitely contact you later on in the season to know. Well, I'm probably going to watch your video, but I want to make sure those seeds are so rare that I want to make like 100% sure I don't fail at preserving the seeds.
Well, get yourself some organza bags on Amazon, the white ones. And it's very easy. As soon as you see the flower, not the yellow part, as soon as you see the flower, you put that little bag on top of that flower. And then when you see the yellow part of the flower appear, you tap on the branch a couple of times every day. And then when you see that fruit set, that's when you stop tapping and you save those seeds. It's as easy as that.
We're going to have to talk about that again.
I'm going to say it. I say at least 5 to 10 times a year, and I probably will do this every year. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Like, my brain is always full of information, so sometimes I don't remember everything myself. So I keep asking the same people over and over again the same questions.
We're all the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Time to Shine Homestead, thank you very much for stopping by, Tommy and Angel. They are on Team Willa Grow, but we forgive them.
Well, now that we are like so many teams, it's like we're not in competition.
No.
We're supposed to help each other out but there's still a competition at the end of the road. But
Yeah, we're going to tease each other a little bit, not too much to become annoying, but just just a little bit. And I see that Robert is here,
hi, Robert.
and Canadian Family Life. She told me, well, she said her name in one of her well, I think she says her name in all her videos. She is from New Brunswick, and I found her. I don't even remember how I found her. It was just it might have been on Facebook at some point, and I'm like, oh wow, another homesteader. Or I don't know if she considers herself a homesteader, but she is doing the gardening and all that kind of stuff. So I figured, why not follow her and give her some support? So she is another Canadian YouTuber.
So we're not alone.
Well, there's a lot of us out there.
Yeah.
Patrick Coste was saying a while back that he was actually looking for people like us, and he was actually like literally searching Canadian homesteaders, and he was struggling to find us. So when he found us, it was like, okay, like everyone, each and every one of them. So now I have like, I'm
Yeah.
wide open out there. Maybe
Well, it's crazy how fast it all happened because
yeah,
it only took Mallory to send me to you, and then there's a couple of other people that Mallory presented to me from Quebec Homestead, and then it kind of sort of happened so fast, like, and then more people added. Then we met Tracy, a Canadian by heart but lives in the United States.
yeah. We also forgive him.
Yeah, we also forgive
Happy birthday,
him.
Tracy.
Hi, Gail.
Lark's Homesteadish, thank you very much for stopping by. We need your email address for me. Okay, it's remsfamilyfarm@gmail.com. All in ones. If you go to my about page, you can find it there. I'm doing great. It was like a week without history, really. For me, it was a boring week. Nothing really much happened. Um, we were supposed to go to Moncton this weekend. My daughter had a pageant at the Atlantic um, preteen pageant because she won last year the pageant around here, and she had like a free pass to go to that Atlantic pageant. And they're expecting 10 centimeters of snow in Moncton, and they canceled everything and pushed everything back a month. So it's like,
Holy.
okay, I had to make arrangement. My mom was actually taking some time off work to go there. We, my daughter had her nails done. She had her hair done. It took 4 days to make her hair. And now you're
Oh,
telling us that it's pushed back a month. Like we know in a month, all her hair, like she had some, what's it
extensions?
called? Extensions and all like
Braided?
tress.
Des
Yeah.
braids? Des tresses?
Yeah.
Braided.
Yeah. So it took about 4 days to do the whole thing. And then she got, my niece is in college right now, or school anyway, to learn how to do nails and all that kind of stuff. So she wanted to practice on someone. She had to practice on someone, and my daughter was like, "Yeah, like I got to go to a pageant. So if you do my nails, it's like good thing for you
Practice.
and a good thing for me. So it's positive for both of them." And now everything is canceled. And the thing is, it's pushed back a month, and in a month,
It's going to be
um,
hectic season.
well, we kind of have to leave on Saturday because it's a 3-hour drive, and she has to be there for 10 a.m. the next, like on Sunday morning. So we have to leave on Saturday if we want to, we don't want her to be dead tired to be like in a competition. It doesn't make sense.
True.
My other daughter has a handball tournament on Saturday, and my son won the spelling competition, and he has like original thing happening on Saturday as well. Luckily for us, the handball tournament is only 5 minutes away from where my son is going to be for the
That's
original
all this weekend?
on the 23rd of April.
So you're going to have the pageant and
Yeah,
those two. Okay.
yeah.
That's a
And
lot of logistics.
Yeah. Um, for us, it's not that bad. But my mom wants to come, and she really wants to be there. And I mean, I really want my mom to be there. My daughter wants to see grandma there. I know she's working on that day. She might be working on Sunday, so she might have to take 2 days off instead of just one. So it kind of sucks just because of 10 centimeters of snow. Like I know Randall was saying, like he's in South Carolina. If they have like 1 inch of snow, everything shuts down. But here we had about 10, 15 inches today, and like life goes on. That's just what it is.
What days are you allowed to remove your winter tires?
I don't know. To be honest, I have the same
Because
tires
I
on my Jeep
I
for the
I
past
keep
4 years.
forgetting year after year after year, but usually in the spring, people remove their winter tires way too fast, and then there's a snowstorm, and a lot of accidents happen. So it makes sense that they're closing or pushing back the event because a lot of people can be delayed and create chaos for an event that chaos cannot be part of. So
Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. It's just that
it's a
so much
bummer. It's a
things.
bummer
Yeah,
for sure.
like you were talking about logistics. I mean, we had a place to stay. Some people like we're lucky. My cousin lives there, and she invited us over. And but a lot of people were pissed on the social media because like we had to reserve an hotel room, and in a month from now, like, there's no room left. So what are they gonna do? Like nobody knows. Like I don't know. It's
I guess you're gonna cross the bridge when you're gonna get there.
yeah. Well, we're good. Like we're still invited in my cousin's place. So it's just that people bought tickets and reserved hotel rooms, and they might not even be able to go. And hopefully they can get a refund
I
on.
hope so. But there's always going to be people that's going to have bad experiences with those types of events that gets canceled.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much, Robert. Few thumbs up, a few minutes and a thumbs up is always appreciated. I planted 30 lawn keepers, 15 terracotta, and 5 giant crimsons today. Yeah, I'm gonna be extra careful on those giant crimson tomatoes. Those are gonna be the first one that I up pot, and I'm gonna be very very extra careful on them.
Keep your 4-inch pots for your crimson. Give them as much space as you can to get them established so that the roots can actually not be stuck in your plants in your pot.
Yeah,
And then when
I
you transplant them, they're not going to have as much as a big shock.
I started them. I think it's about 4 inches pot. So usually I start them in those little pucks, but these ones I started them in the 4 inches.
Really?
So yeah, as soon as I see them, starting to grow, I will pod them.
Okay.
Make sure, like I really want to give them as much love as I can.
My lawn keepers is the last tomatoes that I'm sowing. I am testing this year 2 weeks after. So I sowed all my tomatoes yesterday, and I think I wrote lawn keepers the 7th of April. I want to try what's her name, Stephanie and Hickory Croft Farm
Chris
did
and
last
Chris.
year, and Chris. They started them early April because mine all matured on the vines before even getting inside.
Do you guys see my camera flickering or something?
No,
Okay, because I see it there. Like I have the screen open there, and I see it. So you guys probably see it.
I haven't seen anything.
I don't know. It seems like it goes like from this corner here, and I don't know.
There's a party going on and you didn't know?
All right, we're gonna try to go a little bit faster in the comments, and then we can start catching up with what's going on. No, Marilyn, honestly, I have to admit, last year I was a little bit too competitive, but not with people, with myself. Um, I mean, I literally burned myself out, and I don't want to get there this year. I'm gonna be a little bit more um,
Relaxed?
down to earth, relaxed. Of course, I want to beat my score from last year.
Of
But
course.
I know that there's a lot of people out there that are gonna beat my score as well because now they're removing the amount of videos you have to make. So there's no limit. There's no minimum. There's no maximum. I know people like Cajun hydroponics. It's probably going to grow about 3,000 pounds of food.
He just simply grows in hydroponics?
Yeah. Well, he has a big garden. Like, I think he posted a short video. I don't know if you saw it.
No,
I saw
I'm
some
not caught
pictures.
up.
Okay. He showed me some pictures on Facebook as well. Like, let's just say that his own garden is about the size of the community garden we have. So if you've seen my videos last year, like his garden is
Wait, wait,
huge.
wait. The entire community garden?
Yeah.
Wait, wait, wait. That's his backyard?
I think what is going on is they own a land across from their place,
Okay.
so they have like this whole field. So I don't know if he comes in there later. I'll ask him how big is his.
Because that's big. Like, you have 100 feet rows,
Oh yeah,
and there's like at least 20 to 30 rows.
yeah,
Wow. I would love to have that.
yeah. It's insane. I know that he is growing stuff. For I don't know if he's selling some stuff, so not everything is going to count towards his final weigh in, but he still has a lot of food growing.
Nice.
Uh, See, you're just motivating us, Tracy. You're just pushing us to do a little bit. All I want to do is just do better than you, Tracy. Just because,
Just to pick you up.
yeah, just to pick on you. No, seriously, we're laughing and we look like we're in big competition, but there is some stuff going on in the background that we. I spoke to Robert about it just to make sure that it was all right, and it's going to be fun, and we're going to be able to challenge people for the upcoming years to do something like we're going to do, and we're not going to say too much now, but there is some stuff coming between the teams.
So you're giving us sneak peeks.
Yeah.
So Wild Edible has an interesting question. Do you have room in your freezers?
Yes, because I ate all the moose meat, and I am down to my last few steaks of deer. A lot of vegetables were eaten as well, and the freezer downstairs is the one where I kept turkeys and chickens. I think we might have like one or two chickens left, and maybe like 3 or 4 turkeys that we have to cook, and either cook or can them. But it's gonna be hard to can them because they're frozen. So I'm probably gonna cook them and then freeze the meat once it's cooked, and be able
You
to
can
take
do
it out.
you can do
Bags at a
chicken
time.
soup.
Yeah, we could do that also.
You
That
can cook
is
it.
another
Well,
idea.
semi cook it.
Yeah.
Like cook it 3/4 because you're pressure counting it, and then make a soup, and then can it's like broth, chicken, carrots, celery, um, spices, I think, and you can just pressure can it to have chicken noodle soup. Later on, you just add rice or noodles to that soup or to the broth.
Yeah, I still have some tomatoes. I still have some peppers. I still have some squash, so I can definitely make some delicious soup. Um,
I have almost no vegetables frozen.
Left. Oh
We
yeah.
had an accident last year. My children unplugged my vegetable freezer. So I lost 20 cauliflowers, 20 head of cauliflowers, and 10 heads of broccoli, all my rhubarb, um, and something else I can't remember. And I was out of broccoli, I think in December. I was out of cauliflower, I think in January.
Wow.
and I'm gonna run out of peppers probably within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, we don't eat a lot of peppers. We only put them in special recipes. Like I made salsa, spaghetti sauce. I use I use a little bit of peppers.
Well, peppers, if they're frozen or dehydrated, it's in recipes like
Yeah, but
sloppy
I don't like them raw
joes,
anyway.
spaghetti sauce. When I do what do you call it? A saute, vegetable saute.
Hmm.
I'm gonna put it in there. It's not gonna be the best tasting peppers, but when you're looking at the price of peppers in the grocery stores right now, you kind of just eat it and say, okay, so this is the best it's gonna get because I'm gonna have to wait for a couple of months before I can have fresh peppers again.
Cool. I I think I don't really like the texture of peppers for some reason. Those and tomatoes. So if they're cooked and they're in a meal, I don't mind. But just like that, I don't know.
Green and coloreds, you don't like the
Yeah,
texture?
yeah.
Okay.
Hello, James. Thank you very much for stopping by. Tommy or Angel, whoever this is, I put my email address down there somewhere. Canadian Family Life, you're welcome. If I can send a few followers in your way, and don't forget to join our little Facebook group. People will be helping you, giving you tips and tricks. Yes, we're all yeah, exactly. We're all on a big global team, and for those of you who don't know, it used to be called Shed Wars. It is now the Global Gardening and Homesteading Community, and from I'm glad that things change because, like I said, I'm a very, very, very competitive person, and for me to take a step back and see things differently, I needed somewhat like a slap in the face just to okay, I need to calm down and remember what this is for, like what the competition is all about. And it's not about winning. It's not about, bringing in the most amount of food. It's about showing what we can do. I think I somewhat did that last year as a solo homesteader, working a full-time job to bring in about 1,700 pound of food. In my opinion, it's amazing. And I know a lot of people think it's amazing as well. But I want people to know that there are different ways to do it. Sorry. Whether you're hunting, fishing, it counts, foraging, gardening, farming, it all adds up.
It
And
does. It does.
cost of food is going, like whatever you can bring in and save a few dollars on.
On
Just
Tuesday, I went grocery shopping and I filled, those bags that they sell at 99 cents at the grocery store to fill it. So I had two bags filled to the top. I had the 4 liters of milk and something else on the side. And the lady tells you the total. And I told her, come again? $120 for
oh yeah,
two grocery bags. I had no meat,
yeah, it's insane.
no eggs, no processed food. I had fruits, vegetables, yogurt, cheese. I did have. I bought some. Luna has. I feed her meat, so I did buy like a chicken stuff for her, but that was the only thing, and it cost me $120.
It's
I
insane. It's insane. And I think that this is the year where the community is more important than ever. We have to teach people. I know some people might not have the space, they might not have the knowledge, but this is what we're here for. We're here to show you that it is possible to grow food. If you don't have a garden started, there's still some things that you can do. You can still grow, even if it's only a minimum of things. Just a one tomato plant. If you get 10 pounds, it's a few sandwiches worth of
and
tomatoes.
the best sandwiches you'll ever have.
If you grow 5 cucumbers. Well, that's 5 side dishes you have
Mm.
with your supper or whatever you're eating. I love cucumber sandwiches as well. So I'm gonna catch up on the chat a little bit. Hello, Gail, Mike the Caveman. Thank you very much for stopping by. Talking to each other. I'm shocked to see how many Canadians I am finding through this, and I'm happy about that. There's a lot of Canadians channels out there, and he is from Quebec. We have Thorhaven Farm from the province of Quebec as well. The whole community is filled with Canadian folks, and even the American ones. They're pretty cool people as well. If you want to learn, most of them will be able to teach you things that you can actually use in your own area. I say most of them. I mean, all of them can teach you some stuff, but you know, if they're
The best way you can learn is by trying it.
yeah,
Just do it. What's his name? M.I. Gardner. Grow
Luke,
big or go no.
Luke,
Yeah, Luke. What? There's two sayings he says: grow big or go home.
yeah.
And there's another saying he says. No, it's Justin Rhodes. He says, just sow it, just do it, and then deal with it if there's any problems. And if there is problems, you're gonna learn.
Okay, so I guess we're kind of really far behind. We're like 20 minutes behind in the
Okay,
chat.
I'm shutting up. You read your comment.
I'm doing the same thing. You're not the only one. Like I'm talking just as much as you.
I'll eat chips.
Gardening Warrior Q, thank you very much for stopping by. Jane, how are the elderberry stars looking? I have a short video that I put up, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. They're doing great so far. I don't know if that's really like definite good sign. I had some gooseberries last year that did pretty much the same thing and they ended up dying. So I don't know if it's still, um, positive. But as for now, it is growing. I think out of the 13 I have, there's like one that I can see that's a little bit behind the others, but it still has some green leaves.
So those are cuttings, right?
Yeah, from the cuttings. Hello, Dave Knight. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are getting frisky with the snow. Okay, we're gonna try to go a little bit faster. So Robert is gone. Canadian Family Life is gone as well. Thank you very much for stopping by. If you hear this in the future, you'll be good. We will be good. I saw some new people coming in like a little bit later down the road. Gardening Warrior Q. My parents are supposed to be heading out from my place and heading to Florida. The Pinwheel Nails. I'm gonna try to change May 1st, I think. Okay. Wallerstead is here. Dave and Amanda.
I
I
forgot
think
their
it's
name.
Amanda. I know it's Dave. I'm trying to remember if it's Amanda. I think it's Amanda. Crucy does gardening and stuff. Thank you very much for stopping by. No flickering, awesome. Uh, I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
This will stay with you
Oh
for a
yeah, I'm okay
very
with
long
it.
time.
I'm okay with it. It's all out of love. I mean, there's nobody trying to bring me down.
We just have to be careful not to say it at the beginning of your life so that you don't get flagged.
Yeah, doing my gardening little by little this year. That's the best way to go. Just go a little bit at a time, and you'll have success. I just play with the competitiveness. I hope no one takes me serious when I pick. We all come out on top. Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, it's one thing to come out on top, but really, like I said, I'm a competitive person, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Last year, I was trying. I know I bragged a little bit, and I'm sorry. I was trying not to brag too much. But it's not about being first or second or being MVP or not. It's just about I was proud that I was able to grow that much pound of food. And when I talk to the people around me, like the people in my real life here, I don't say that I finished first, or I don't say that I was the MVP or anything like that. I say that I was able to grow 1,700 pound of food,
It is
and
amazing.
it is amazing. And I know, like Annie, you're probably doing it, and you're
I don't
gonna
know.
be able to see
I'm
this
gonna
year.
find out this year.
Yeah, I know. Even Marilyn is probably doing it, and while they're dead, they said they were growing 80% of their food, so they're definitely doing it.
Mm.
I think according to Hickory Cross Farms numbers, um, if they're really growing 80% of their food, they should be growing about 3,000 pound of food. So, because I think they were saying something about growing like 2,400 pound of food total for one person. This is what one person would eat in a year, 2,400 pound.
Whoa.
So roughly, if you take like 4,800 and you go about 80%, you be even about 4,000 pound. So
I guess I'll find out.
yeah.
And like my objective is 1,000 pounds because I have no idea what to expect, and I think it's reasonable with
Hmm.
everything I grow here. And like I said in one of my videos, if I do more or achieve 1,000, I'll be super happy. If I don't, well, then I would be able to either teach, inspire, or help people to grow food. And I'll have the knowledge that I can grow X amount of food. But regardless, I know that I grow a lot.
For me, when I watched your videos last year, I was amazed at the fact that you say, okay, I we eat pizzas on every Friday night,
Friday,
so we need 52. Uh,
1 cup mason jars.
yeah, and then you eat spaghetti. Let's say once every 2 weeks, so we need 26 mason jars of spaghetti
Yeah.
sauce. So you're looking at your recipes and you're like, okay, I need this amount of cups of tomatoes, this amount of cup of uh, peppers, and you go down to like, okay, so I'm getting about 10 pounds per plant in a perfect world, so I'm gonna go a little bit over just to make sure I have enough. And you're like, okay, so I need about 80 tomato plants in
Last year was seven. I
horticulture.
did 70.
Okay, but to me that's amazing.
Well, it was a lot of like there's tomato math. So I sat down and I looked the average of poundage per plant, and then I figured out how much 1 pound would give me in sauce. And then when I looked at my recipes, I looked how many times I wanted to do the recipes, and my recipe says it needs example 10 liters of sauce. Well, then I calculated, tabulated all of the recipes I wanted to do, and I figure out that I needed about 70 tomato plants, paste style tomato plants.
That's awesome. It is
But
awesome.
it was a lot of, well, it's approximate, and I did have to purchase a little bit last year
Okay.
at the store to complete all my recipes that I thought I needed. But right now, I'm not doing as much as spaghetti sauce as I used to eat. So now it's every 3 weeks instead of every 2 weeks. So I might have too much tomato plants this year because now I'm growing 80 paste style tomato. We'll see.
But
We'll see.
if you get 10 pounds of tomatoes, you have about 800 pounds of food right there.
Yeah,
And you
and
do,
it's an average of 3 to 5 pounds per pepper plant, and I have 94.
wow.
It's
So
gonna
you
be
have a thousand
interesting.
pound right there.
Well, that's what it says. Technically, I should. I should. And I have a
You
lot of
also
onions.
you
I
also
have a lot of
have you also have lettuce. Lettuce doesn't count for much, but you have eggs, you have some meat chickens,
yeah.
do you have turkeys?
Not this year.
You don't have turkeys. You have
We
ducks?
I don't grow ducks for meat.
Okay, just
So
for
the only
eggs.
meat that I grow will raise is chickens this year, and I'm going with we reserve 30 birds.
Okay. Well, that's still, if you get at least 5 pounds, that's an extra.
Average last year was 5 pounds and a quarter.
See, so you're getting at least about 170 pounds of chicken.
Hmm.
and you might reach it to 100 pound if you keep like the heart, the liver, and the gizzard and all that kind of stuff.
Um, we will keep the liver for the dog.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Like I'm looking into like the diets that um, what do you call it? Husky breeds and German Shepherd breeds enjoy, and they love those types of things. So
So
I still
it's not
have
gonna
time to figure out what I'll do, but I know that I'm keeping at least a liver and the heart.
nice. Okay. Well, you're still gonna have plenty of food, and I know you're growing peas and beans and all that kind of stuff as well.
But I'm
Carrots,
wondering if I
potatoes.
harvest the chickens and then I store the bones. So I'm gonna weigh the chickens, and then I'm gonna use the bones and do broth. Do I weigh the broth?
No, you just weigh the chicken as a whole.
Okay,
You bring the chicken. It is 5 pounds and a half. It is
and that's
five
it.
pounds and a
So
half.
any byproducts from the chickens are not weighed in.
No,
Okay.
it's the same thing with everything. It's like taking an apple. If you take an apple and you remove the, you cut it in pieces and you take some parts for apple juice and then some other parts for apple pie. You don't weigh the pie and the apple juice. You just
Okay.
weigh the apple when it comes out.
Awesome. Well,
There-
I
There's
will.
only there's only a few different um, what's-
Rules.
yeah exceptions to the rules.
Okay.
Like maple syrup, they don't want us to weigh the maple sap because it would weigh way too much.
Mm-hmm.
You get 40 liters, you get about 40 pounds right there. If you have like this big, professional, uh,
Installation.
yeah, I mean, you can get thousands of pounds right there. So
I'm getting 3/4 of a liter to a liter every 2 days of maple syrup.
nice.
Yeah. So I'm really, really. I can't wait to see just in maple syrup how much I'm gonna weigh in just with that.
I'm hoping to get at least 5 mason jars, even if they're only 250 milliliters mason jars, just to, you know, because it's good. It's fun to
Yeah.
do and be able to enjoy it. Last year I was supposed to have some, and
But you
things.
got sick,
You
no?
know, I was sick. Yeah, I was sick with this big C at a time where everything was still. Uh,
A nightmare.
yeah, and it's all on my brother-in-law's property, and he came here and and he came here and he went over with his friends and they picked everything up, and like I ended up not getting anything at all. So this year, figured no matter what happens, I'm gonna
Well,
do things.
3 liters. I know that I'm gonna have that for sure because we're picking up at least 15 to 20 liters every 2 days, and maple sap is probably gonna be done in a week.
Yeah.
A week, like 2 weeks tops. Like here, it's about a month, and I missed the first week and a half.
Okay. So here, I guess it was flowing last week or the week before, but definitely not this week. I mean, it was in the -10, -12 Celsius for a whole week. We had a snowstorm today. We're supposed to get more snow on Sunday. Tomorrow's going to be a nice day, and I'm hoping that I can go and tap my trees, my maple trees. At least get a few trees, like the best, the ones I know are flowing the best. Get those ones done. My daughter wants to know.
I only have 2 trees, like two very old trees.
Oh yeah, really?
That's it.
Wow.
I have like one is in my coop, like the one that used. Well, I don't think I showed the aerial zone yet, but like they're probably at least 50 years old. They're huge,
Nice.
and it's the first year that they give me so much. Usually, we would boil every 3, 4 days, and I would have like 14 liters, 15 liters. But now, like, we bought a 20-gallon bucket and we fill it almost to the top.
Hi,
Like,
backlash.
almost, almost every day. I saw a question. I don't know if it was
Yeah,
to me
we're
or
still
you.
20 minutes behind. I'm gonna try to
Okay.
go a little bit faster just to say hi to
Someone
everyone.
asked what type of chicken breed I
Yeah,
was raising.
Maureen Washington Divine the Dirt. She asked what kind of breed. I don't know about you. Here, I'm getting what they call meat kings, and from what I was finding on the internet, it's a hybrid between the Cornish cross and the white Plymouth um, bird rock, the white ones. So within 8 to 9 weeks, this should be good to go uh, in a freezer camp. I usually go to 10 weeks because I don't have I can't put them in a chicken tractor. I don't have time to feed them 3 to 4 times a day. I feed them in the morning and I feed them at night. Luckily for me, Sales helps me. He did help me last year. Um, and I end up at 10 weeks with chickens about 5.5 pounds, which is the size that I want. I don't want to have anything bigger than that because if I do, they don't fit in the bags, and it's another issue.
That was my problem. We bought bags, the shrink ones. They don't fit at all. So we are still in like the turkey bags that we put like a zip tie on them. So I still have to figure out this. But this year, I don't think we're going to leave them whole. I think to save freezer space, we're going to divide them in two and stack like the body one on top of the other. So I estimate that on the 30, I'm going to lose about 5. I always calculate some lost. I know that I'm probably going to put in the freezer 25. So at least 12 will be processed full, and the rest will be either pressure canned or froze in like thighs, breast, so that I can save on freezer space.
It's a
'Cause
question for you.
no, my roofs are not made to be standing on it.
I could probably put like just a few trays, but here the wind is so bad that I'm not even gonna try.
Well, that's another thing. High winds here are very dangerous, and the the slope on both of my smaller roofs, because I have a 2-story high home. The lower roofs are in an incline that if I would drop off trays, they would probably fly. But no, I could maybe do a second story on my what do you call it, a greenhouse. But I don't think my husband's going to say yes on that project.
Okay, so it makes more sense like that. Yeah, 30%, but it's still pretty awesome. That's 30% of your total food that you don't have to buy at the store.
Well, us 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 does like it's still awesome that you take the time to grow your food. And is that for me? Is that common for me? That's a lot of tomatoes, 80 paste style tomatoes.
Probably.
Okay, well, uh, everyone says this common to me, but you need to sit down when you want to do a garden. Do you want to preserve, or you just want to eat tomato sandwiches? Do you want to have like a couple of tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce during the summer? Or you want to can a boatload of tomato sauce? In example, let's just say that you eat 1 liter of spaghetti sauce every week. Well, you need 300 pounds of tomatoes just for that. So 2 to 300 pounds of paste style tomatoes. So that's 20 to 30 plants just for 50 to 60 liters of tomato sauce. And then you have salsa, you have ketchup, like all your tomato products. So it adds up quite fast. That was the question. I don't know the breed. Every year I keep asking the manager, and they keep saying the same stupid answer. They're meat birds.
Yeah, they're probably
They're
Cornish
either
cross or
Cornish
something
cross.
along that.
Well, it depends where I get them. Certain co-ops that I get them, I feel that they're Cornish cross or the equivalent of a Cornish cross, because they grow in 60 days,
Yeah.
60 to 70 days. So 2 months, 2 months and a half. I never reach 3 months.
Hi, Rochelle, Michael, Bobby, or both. Lincolnshire Project Hofgrid. I don't know if I said hi, but I've seen you earlier. Thank you for stopping by. Farm that I helped process. There was some sort of hybrid, and they were. Yeah, they can get that big. The thing is, chickens will eat as long as you keep getting them food, they'll eat. So if you go and give them a full bag of feed every day, maybe they won't eat the full bag, but they'll eat probably close to half of it. And then it costs a little bit more because you want to, give them more and more and more. And if you feed them too fast, you might lose some to heart attacks and stuff like that. So,
I find that year after year, I never have the same experience because
same
last
result.
year, my birds were like vicious. The year before, they were like little babies. They were they were so calm. I not last year, the year before, I didn't lose any. None of them had problems the first week. None of them stepped on each other. The last year, I had to put an extra station of feeding so that they don't kill each other.
Yeah, they're stupid like that.
Yeah, and they're vicious. Like they killed one. They stepped on the chick and literally killed the chick because
Yeah,
they wanted to eat. So I had 3 feeding stations and 2 watering stations to make sure that, everyone had enough space. And I actually changed the setup into a bigger location to be sure that they had enough walking space when they were big, because some of them were close to 7 pounds.
yeah. Hi, Michael Sharp. Thank you very much for stopping by. We grow dual purpose for meat. They take longer and don't get as big, but we are able to keep a breeding stock and hatch our own eggs every year. They also don't overeat. I tried to do that last year. I found that for me, it's a little bit more expensive because, they take about
Nine.
16 to 20 weeks to reach maturity. And by doing that, I mean, you have to feed them longer. So I decided that at least for now, until maybe until the kids leave on their own, until they can find 5 kids is expensive.
Really?
Um, Maybe eventually I'll get back to it where I keep. I love the Buff Orpingtons and the Bard Rocks,
they're
the Rhode Island Reds,
they're
and
good birds.
Chanticleer, Partridge Chanticleer. But I find that it's just too much. It costs too much to get them to their full size.
I find that if you want to do a dual purpose operation, you need to have some sort of pasture set up
Yeah, and
so
it's hard
that
to
you,
make.
or like a father setup or a system that you supplement 20 to 40% of their feed. That doesn't cost you anything, either on compost or some sort of operation to save for the feed, because I think it's between 6 to 9 months for them to reach maturity for you to harvest it.
Yeah, it takes a little bit longer for sure.
Well, 60 to 90 days, that's 3 months. So it's almost double the time. Oh, no, it is double the time.
These chickens are amazing. 9 weeks, they were 10 pounds. They were pretty relaxed. They usually have about 200 birds and charge 550 per pound. They are delicious. Yeah, you'll never find chicken as good as what you can grow yourself in your backyard. I can guarantee you that. Those chickens, like the cheap ones you can get around here anyway. They're like the pre-cooked ones where you'll pay $10 each or sometimes $15 for two. They're cooked. You bring them home, you eat them right away, but I always get sick every single time. So if I buy the ones that are not cooked yet, sometimes like I'm okay. But if I buy the pre-cooked ones, I get sick every time. Like spending the time.
Probably the seasoning. It's probably the barbecue seasoning that they
I don't
put.
know because we eat the same seasoning here, and we buy the ones that are not cooked. And I remember. Well, I remember. I can't say I remember. I don't remember if it was, but I remember we bought two for $15, and I froze one and ate one right away. And I don't remember being as sick on the second one. So maybe the fact that I cooked it like the second time killed the bacteria that was in there, or I don't know if it might be something that I just don't tolerate for some reason.
I haven't eaten chicken. Well, actually, no, that's not true. The only chicken that I buy is either the organic from Costco or the one the brand that Costco carries that's not organic, which is in Ontario. Those are the two that I can tolerate. I no longer buy at the grocery store because they don't. It doesn't taste
Yeah, it's not the same. Definitely not the
anything.
same.
It's once you've tasted homegrown, home raised, or pasture raised animals that have been harvested a different way, you taste the difference easily. It's like a homegrown carrot. It doesn't compare.
Yeah, no, definitely not. So Amanda, that's about 6 months. So you have to. Well, if you feed them proteins, like the grower feed, it'll make them grow faster. But I have some roosters here. If someone from the village is listening, I don't have any roosters. I have some roosters. They just started crowing like 2 days ago. So my plan is to butcher them tomorrow morning. Um, I don't think I would get 3 pounds from them, and they're barred rocks. They're dual-purpose birds, and I'm feeding them the grower feed. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not giving them enough, but
Well, worst case scenario, you can just harvest it and do broth, and then the meat put it into a soup.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm gonna do.
You're still gonna have food out of it, but
Yeah, and
not
the
not
ones I had last year, I gave them to my mom, and she made some delicious meat pies with them. So
or
you get the difference
the
there,
coq
bro.
au vin. How do you say that in English? Coq au vin. Um, what's it called in English? Coq au vin. It's a recipe that you take roasters and you cook them in wine. What's it called? Anyways, in French it's called coq au vin. It's really good.
Take care, Maureen. Thanks for dropping by. I might have to relabel Wickershire as Stonehenge.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Why?
Wait. Wickershire is their channel name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wickershire Project Off Grid. So according to Marilyn, it's still called
Coq au
Cacovain
vin.
in
Okay.
English.
Okay.
Makes sense. Might be like something like saute, when you cook something,
I don't know. My mom used to make that.
just use the
Like,
French. Okay.
you have to say it with the cook. You have to be careful how you say cook.
Yeah, we just use the French. Okay. Okay, so we've been on for about an hour, and I didn't get a chance to ask you questions
Oh,
about the
go ahead.
global gardening and homesteading community. We finally caught up on the chat, and the first question, well, it's actually the only question I have in mind, but we're going to elaborate on that.
Hmm.
Knowing that you are now and competition, did you approach the new season in the same way you did in the past, or did you change anything?
Regardless if I was accepted or not, I was going to change. But the fact that I knew that I was, well, at first I thought I was Shedwars. I didn't know they were changing their names. I was approaching my season completely different. So I wanted to push all the limits I could. So I made plans so that I can grow 4 weeks prior than my growing zone, since I have a tunnel. So I kind of like talked with Annie from Mama Homemade, and we came up with this plan, this crazy kookiness plan, that we would start sowing seed like the first week of January, second week of January. We started green onions, and then in February it was something else, and then mid-February, like we sowed Asian cabbage, kale, Swiss chard, beets, spinach, lettuce. I'm sowing peas, beans, and zucchini. I'm probably forgetting something, but turnips and radishes.
You have
That is,
tomatoes, so
I know I'm not. There's a pepper plant that I'm trying. I'm sacrificing one pepper plant to be transplanted 1 month prior to my growing
see if it
zone. So
works.
instead of June 5th, it's gonna be May 5th in the tunnel.
Nice.
So that was the plan that I made myself. I'm gonna transplant this weekend and maybe harvest in baby greens a week after that, 2 weeks after that. So I should start harvesting food by the first week of April instead of the first week of May.
Nice. So that's gonna make a huge difference.
I hope so. Sowing lots of seeds, lots of seeds.
Yeah, just like Marilyn is saying, sowing, sowing, sowing. Can't stop sowing. Also dreaming of the real spring.
Yeah,
Same
well,
here. Same here.
yeah, well, we're still gonna have a snowstorm for sure. We always have a snowstorm, always.
There's
Uh,
always a late one coming, right?
there's always a late one. Every year, we're like, oh my god, we're so ready for spring. Then everything melts.
Yeah,
Our flip
we
flops
have
are out, our shorts are out, and then boom.
another storm. Yeah, always.
Always.
Um, for me, it didn't really change much. Like you said, I was gonna grow as much food as I could. Um, the only thing that really changed, maybe last year and a little bit again this year, is that I am taking things a little bit more seriously. And I don't know if it's the fact that I feel the pressure to grow more food than ever because of the cost of everything and because, well, this year I saw the difference that it made last year. The 1,700 pound of food was roughly worth about $7,000 worth of food.
The current price of last year.
Yeah, according to the cost of food last year. So if you take $7,000 worth of food, that's like working a job where you would get an extra $10,000. And I was kind of trying to put that in perspective, where I have a full time job to pay the bills. $7,000 would be about $10,000 if once you remove the taxes and all. $10,000 extra in a year would be close to like maybe $800-900 a month. So let's say $200 a week extra. If you get a second job, part-time job, it would most likely be close to the minimum salary. So we're talking about maybe an extra 15-20 hours a week. So 20 hours a week extra of work. That's an extra 4 hours a day.
Mm.
It's insane. And by doing that, the family allowance would go down because there would be more money coming in. Um, just that alone, like to think that you can do almost $10,000 worth of food in your own backyard. People say they go hungry and they're poor and they can't afford food.
Well,
Watch
there's
us. Everyone in the chat here is doing something great with food. Everyone in here can grow food. Watch us. Learn from us. Maybe not me, but all of you guys out there. I mean, you are doing great. And I'm learning so much from each and every one of you. I'm doing things also, I know. Um, but it's out there. The answer is right there in front of you. Just watch, listen, learn, try, grow.
I don't think I could go back to work. In well, first of all, if I went back to work, I would not be able to have a garden. Before I used to leave my house at 6:30, 6:45, drop off my kid at daycare for 7, and then an hour in traffic to go to work. I would start at 8, finished at 4:30, would get home around 5:30, picking up the kids.
Good
So
night,
I'm almost out of the house at that point, almost 12 hours. And then cook, clean, homework, bath, whatever. I would not have time to, even if I wanted to, on a larger scale, I would not be able to because I was working 40 hours a week, commuting 10 to 15 hours a week. So that's 55 hours a week gone. I
Yeah,
could grow food probably at work. I could have probably put grow bags at work and maintain it on my lunch hour if I wanted. But my boss, when he would visit Montreal, he probably would call me freak. But I wouldn't be able to do it.
coffee walks and whatever. Thank you very much for being here. And yes, well, we're all learning from each other. We're all talking to each other, and some like I might be doing something that you might think is interesting. You'll try, and it's not gonna work, but you're gonna learn a different way to do it for yourself, where it's gonna work for you. And you'll take bits and pieces from me, from Marilyn, from Robert, from this and this person and this person, and you'll make it your own way. And this is what I find interesting because everyone is doing like the same thing, but with the tiny little
With our
different.
flavors.
Yeah, and we're showing the world that there's so many different ways to grow food.
Yeah.
So I've lasted more than 45 minutes. It's an hour and 5 minutes. I'm gonna leave you alone for like 2 minutes. I have to go to the bathroom. My dear friend. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
that's
Is there any questions for me? Listening from Tim Hortons again. Ooh. Having coffee? Are you at work? I don't have access to the chat, so I can't click the comment. So, coffee walks. Are you at work or are you working at the Tim Hortons? Ice cap. Lovely. Is it cold where you are or is it warm? Did you start weighing stuff, Marilyn? Ah, yes, I am in charge. And there's no questions. So there's crickets right now. Has anyone started weighing in their stuff for the challenge? Do I have access to the comments, all the comments? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Putting in the time waiting for a daughter. I'm so happy my daughter's very still young and I don't have to deal with the stress of bringing her places and then wait for her to come back home. She's 10. So I still have a couple of years to go before oh, you're back. I still have a
Yeah.
couple of years to go before I have to wait for my daughter somewhere. Ooh, I saw someone said they had 2 pounds. Where did that comment go? Woohoo, Tracy!
Awesome. That's how it starts. I was telling Annie earlier today. Last year at this time, I had like 1.5 pounds, 1 pound and a half. But that doesn't make sense. No,
No, you had more eggs last year.
yeah, that doesn't make like that was the average. So I had 6 pounds at this time last year. This year, 2023, I have half a pound. So I am like 5 pounds and a half behind. But since I'm a veteran, whatever I had since October 26 last year counts. So I am actually ahead by about 75 pounds.
Just a little. Just a little.
Yeah, but you never know. Like, I might not get a moose tag this year. So, that's 100 pound less. Maybe I won't catch as many fish. Maybe I won't find any blueberries. Like, you never know.
Never know. Oh, since you're talking about a moose, if ever my husband gets a license for a moose, can I count it?
You can count the moose that you bring in. Your
Because
share of the moose will count for you.
okay,
He's part of your family. He's part of your household. It counts.
we're negotiating him taking the course, and there is a possibility of moose, bear, um, chevre? No,
Deer.
deer. Those three. So I'm trying to convince him to go. I really want moose.
Yeah, the moose meat is delicious. The deer, I love deer. It tastes awesome, but it leaves your mouth a little bit like pasty, a little bit. I don't know if it makes
The
sense.
only deer I tasted was in sausages
Yeah.
mixed with pork.
It is good, in my opinion. It is some of the best meat out
I
there.
also tasted mixed with turkey.
Okay.
It was different. It's an acquired taste,
Oh yeah.
deer. But the moose, every single piece that we are eating right now, we're like, we want more.
Oh yeah, it is good meat for sure. For sure.
Our favorite at this point is la viande à fondue, fondue meat.
From moose?
It's amazing. So if we catch a moose, I'm having a boatload of those cuttings done in hamburger meat. I crossed 1 pound of moose meat with a pound of pork, and we did burgers. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, it is good.
It's like
Can't
so
wait for eggs until I eat some. Tracy, you can freeze them. I keep telling you that you can freeze them.
I'm freezing eggs this year. I can't remember who, but someone asked a request that I make a video of preserving herbs, preserving eggs. I'm pulling 4 eggs a day. Some days one, some days four. My ducks are not laying, so
Okay. I know Kendra from Plowman's Backyard did a video last year where she was freezing some eggs. I did too, but what I did was I put them in silicone muffin trays,
mhm.
froze them, and as soon as they were frozen, I took them out of those trays and I vacuum sealed them. So it worked well. They froze well. They stayed like little pucks together. Um, when they came out of the freezer and I put them in a frying pan, they cooked well. They lost a little bit of their fresh flavor, but it was still like, I mean, they're not poisonous. They're not going to kill me, and they were still tasty enough that you know they're eggs. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like
If
they're
I am to freeze or dehydrate eggs, I would use them in baking.
yeah.
If I can conquer my fear of glass watering, I think I would do that for, crack an egg to cook it. I think that's what I would do if I can conquer that fear this year. uh, layer soil, use animal to
Yeah.
help chickens. Yeah.
Keep everything natural as much as you can. That's right.
I'll be back.
Okay. Can't wait to start planting stuff in the garden as well. Every day I try to plant something, but I know eventually I'm gonna need some more space. But just have your hands in the soil. Um, January, when June 1st arrives, and you actually go outside and start planting stuff, there's no better feeling to have your hands in the dirt, planting either potatoes, carrots, radishes. I'm hoping that my greenhouse is going to give me an extra 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month for radishes and lettuce and kale and spinach and stuff like that. But I still have a lot of carrots in the ground, like left there last year. I'm hoping that from beginning of May till the beginning of June, they might have time to grow a little bit, and then I can harvest some more delicious
I
carrots.
remember you harvested like a couple of pounds last year from the carrots you left in the ground.
Yeah, in 2021, I left carrots in the ground. I was expecting about 25 pounds, but I had some rodents issues, and I ended up harvesting about 8 pounds. But 8 pounds is still 8 pounds. I mean, it's still making a difference. This year, I am guessing that I have about 50 pounds left in the garden. So
Let's hope the little rodents don't ruin it for you.
I hope they don't. Um, they tend to eat the top of it. Like they make their little tunnels in the snow, and they eat top of the carrots. The carrots that were left there are a little bit deeper, so therefore they're a little bit smaller. I'm hoping that they will not see them and not smell them and not eat them. But
Not smell them. Okay.
uh,
They probably will.
yeah, maybe I'll be lucky, but eh, our sprouts are really adding up. Yeah, and eventually you're out of space. You're out of space to grow them.
I wanted to do sprouts or microgreens, but I'm already in the process of logistics of Tetris. And I had, at this moment, if all my tomatoes and all my pepper plants needed to be up potted, I don't know where I would put them. So I sprouts, I could do them on my windowsill,
Yeah.
but microgreens I can't at all. Like the logistics right now are like not working. Maybe in the fall when the garden is finished.
Well, microgreens, can you just grow them like wherever?
Yeah, but we still have till October 20 something to tabulate in weight.
Yeah.
So when the big of the season is done, I can start a tray of microgreens like a one day, and then day 3 start another tray, and then day 5 start another tray. So I have like a rolling inventory, and that would add up a couple of more pounds at the end of the season.
I made one tray last year, and it was almost too much. Like we had to struggle to eat it all because I hate wasting food. So I ended up taking like this big chunk and like, okay, we're gonna eat salad today. Put it in a bowl, lettuce, and like that's what we're eating for lunch because I'm not wasting. But it was like, I mean, tray. You can eat so much in an omelet and so much in the salad, but then after a while, like, what do you do with the rest?
I use them as decorations. I use them in salads. I use them on top of mashed potatoes as a vegetable.
Okay.
Um, Last year, what did I do? Mashed potatoes is the favorite way that I have. Like I do a pile of mashed potatoes. I put gravy on top, and then I put as decoration my greens. And my kids, to them, loved most of the ones that I did, except the daikon radish. They did not like that one, but the rest they would eat them like the vegetables.
Take care, Dave and Amanda. I see you're leaving. Thank you for stopping by. And Tracy, it's only what you can bring in for your household, but without counting the animals. So that's kind of a little advantage that Annie and I have over you guys because I have a family of 7. Annie has a family of 5. While little homestead by the beach, T War for 1. 2 of you together have 3.
You're picking on them.
Yeah, the cats
Livestock
don't
are,
count.
yeah. Well, Marilyn asked if I was in her video if I was growing a garden specifically for my livestock, and the answer is no. One, because of logistics of not having the space, and then two, they get so much the byproducts of what I process. So when I harvest all my tomatoes, they get the seeds, they get the skins, they get when I chop off bruised tomatoes, I have a kid that put music in my house. They're supposed to be in bed. Sorry, I hope your live won't get flagged.
Sean Mendez.
Yeah, I hope your live won't get flagged because of that.
That's just
Um,
3 notes. Should be fine.
okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, livestock garden. Oh god, I prefer giving them table waste, if you can call it that, than allocate a garden bed just for feeding my animals, because they do get a lot in the harvesting season.
Sorry. Yeah, I feel a little bit like you.
Hello, Melissa.
Sorry. Yeah. Hi, Melissa. Forgot to say hi. I might take like maybe like a not a bucket but container of some sort and maybe just put some herbs. Um, I don't know. It's usually I'll have some extras that I can give to the animals. Last year I had a bunch of kale at the beginning of the season that was just in the way, and I ended up giving it to the rabbits.
Well, there's always going to be a couple plants like that I'm going to sacrifice and give to the flock.
Yeah.
Or when my the minor fly that bores into my spinach, my Swiss chard, and my beet sleeve, um, I cut them off of the plant and I feed them to my animals. But technically, beet greens are edible.
Worth it. Yeah. Like all the carrots,
Yeah, so
green onions, and all that kind of
so
stuff.
when you harvest a beet, let's just say I have a lot of beets. I'm sowing 700 seeds of beets in the spring. When I come to weigh the beet, do I weigh it with the foliage or without? Because you can eat the foliage.
If you eat it, if you intend on eating it, you can count it. But if you're
Okay.
giving it to the animals, you can't.
Hmm. This is where the marshal is going to draw the line.
Well, it's always. Well, I was there last year, and it was made very clear. It's whatever you can bring inside your house for your household, for your family.
Okay.
So if you intend on giving it to the animals, it doesn't count. If you bring in the leaves and you intend on eating it yourself, then it can count. Now, I don't know if there's an actual rule about, you weigh it, you intend to eat it, you forget it in the fridge, and you have to throw it out or give it to the animals because you didn't eat it on time. I don't think you have to say anything. I'm hoping not. Uh,
That's a gray area.
yeah, it is. Um, I don't think it happened to me last year though. I don't remember having to throw out anything. There was a few carrots, but they were not way. Um,
For me, tomatoes sometimes it happens.
yeah, well,
Um,
it'll
oh,
happen like one or two tomatoes here and there, and like one or two carrots where you'll be like, okay, I'm ready to cook this one, but it just doesn't seem right, and you won't take the chance.
no,
Same with eggs. You'll have some eggs, and you're like, you put it in the pan, and it's, oh, it doesn't look good, so I'm just gonna throw it out. But I
I
mean, how can
I
you remove?
smell my food. Everything I preserve, or I always check my eggs. So I soak them in water, and if they float, garbage. If they just like they're flat or just like standing up, I'm gonna wash them and then eat them. But before cooking them, my mom laughed at me so much. I always smell everything. So if I open a mason jar, I smell it. If I open a freezer bag of something, I always have that tendency of smelling it before eating it or cooking it.
I do
Just
the
because.
same thing, and you know when I started doing it? I think it was back in 2003, 2004. I was going to a football game in Montreal, and my buddy and uh, I mean, we were in 2003. That's 20 years ago. So I was 19, 20 years old.
We were such
Back in
babies.
those days where you do crazy things, and we figured, hey, let's just stop to every single McDonald's we can see on our way to Montreal. And for me, it's an 8-hour drive. So there's a lot of McDonald's. Every
Hmm.
single McDonald we could see, we would buy either like the breakfast because we left early in the morning, or would buy like a cheeseburger and the combo and whatever. And I would always take a chocolate milk. The first three McDonald's I stopped by, two of the chocolate milks were not good. They were expired.
Milk has like this awful taste that you cannot remove from your mouth.
Yeah. So ever
Ugh.
since then, I took the habit of smelling my milk and everything else. At least if it smells really funky, you know it.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than like making yourself coffee and you forget to smell the cream, and then there's like little things floating on top of your coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Num 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 num.
Uh, yes, Melissa, we're doing great, as you can see.
Oh,
Whenever
did I tell you about Melissa? For
yeah, she was the
she
fifth.
was the fifth.
Yeah. So YouTube has a function where you have the membership area, and you can make a donation of so many memberships to someone else. So I figured instead of just giving, a $5 donation, super chat, or whatever to Annie, I figured I was going to try and give her like the five membership for a month. And by doing that, she still got the $5 minus the part that YouTube keeps.
The YouTube
But
tax.
yeah, but it also gives her a chance to try to keep those members, to prove herself, and maybe she'll do like me and she won't do too much, but maybe she'll do a little bit more, and who
Well,
knows?
this week I've been neglecting you guys. So
Oh,
sorry.
you've been doing I have been. But it was only $5. It gave people a chance to see what Annie does behind the scene, and if I get one out of those five people to continue the membership, well,
That'd be nice.
it was worth it because instead of just giving her a super chat, she's getting something more out of it.
Hmm.
So
I have
anyone
the two
that's
coaches. The two coaches are watching me closely, and since now that John is like seeing even my behind the scenes, I have to be very, very careful because I don't want the marshal on my bum.
Yeah, he's been following me also. He's a member of mine. I don't remember. I think he's. I'll change the banner in just a sec. Change the banner, and he is the first level. So I'll keep these ones there. They're the premium members, and I have the members. So I have the 99 cents a month where you get some pictures and some behind the scenes videos sometimes. I also have the $3 a month where you can get some extra stuff. I had to start doing some live only for members, but it's hard because I kind of feel like on YouTube, if you do a member only live stream, everyone can still come and watch, but they just can't comment. So it'd be like, okay, you can all come and support me, but you can't comment. So people are not going to stay. And I kind of feel bad. So I don't want to do anything on YouTube for the members because of that. So I'm thinking about doing something on Facebook, like my own group on Facebook, my own page, private page, where I bring people over and maybe do some live streams there. I also have another one. I think it's around $11 or $12 a month. You get all those same things, except that I can send you some Excel documents that you can use for your own things. I know, Annie, you already got that, and I'm gonna help you regardless. So you have like the
I
$12.
used to program Excel documents
Yeah,
like
and
10 years ago. Now I'm like
a little bit
basic.
out of it. Yeah, you kind of lose track of things after a
Yeah.
while. I also give the option for people to just send me message, have special requests, and I will program some Excel documents for you. So for you can just do the 1 month, and
Well, it's tech support.
yeah, kind of for Excel. Uh, so I was kind of scrolling up, and we're still like 15 minutes
Okay, I'm
behind.
shutting up. Shut up with me.
It's not just you; it's me. I have audience in
But
Paris
if
as
one of
well.
us shut up,
All the
you'll be
Paris
able to catch up.
trainers. Um, so not questions for us. Gotta get out. Okay, so I said bye to them already. This should be started soon. I'm gonna skip a few messages. Grow giant pumpkins, 800 pounds. Yeah, you have to find a way to cook them or preserve them. Susan, another one from New Brunswick, if I remember correctly. I think she's from the, is it Fredericton area? Thank you so much for being here. Yes, you can only count what you eat. So that's the thing. We can our beet greens here. Awesome. Trying to go a little bit faster. We keep 3 to 5 fruit per watermelon, pumpkin vines. What kind do you grow? So that's probably not for us. Sugar sweets.
Sugar sweet, that's a melon variety.
Yeah, we're talking about watermelon. I think I saw someone else come in the chat. Krubby the Beagle and growing on Vancouver Island. So Venkat is here, and you see my perks in double now. Oh, the ones from Annie or mine? Or is it just because I share everything with you? And because I mean, I have some close friends that I share some stuff. I love growing Roma tomatoes. They always look great. Beefsteaks always look like they are part of zombie apocalypse.
They do. There's one that every year surprises me. This year I'm not growing it. Is the brandy wine, the beefsteak. The beefsteak, some places they have indeterminate, so they get huge. Some of them are semi-determinate, but they get huge tomatoes.
Nice.
Yes, 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 yes. And
Hi,
actually,
Venkat.
Marilyn, you're a double member on 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 um on my channel because
Yeah,
you
true.
have
I was trying to think like, how is that possible? But yeah, under her little homestead by the beach account and under her own personal account as well.
yeah.
But that is still, still giving
It's fun.
you.
It's fun. I think I'm at 9 now.
That's awesome.
Not complaining.
Tomorrow, Lynn from Bucket List Homestead is going to be live, and I think she's having Tracy as a guest. And I will probably offer her the same thing. I mean, for $5, you make 7 people happy. That's the way I see it.
I just thought of something. I was supposed to do my giveaway live tomorrow. I mean on Sunday, and I forgot. Oh, that means I'm gonna have to do it for next Sunday.
2 days?
My giveaway for reaching monetization.
Yeah, you can do it in 2 days.
Uh, yeah, I
After or
could.
the week after.
I'm sorry.
You can do it the week after.
I'll see. It all depends how my day of tomorrow's going, because tomorrow is the day that I look at my list and everything that was not done has to get done. Like I'm supposed to transplant on the 20th in my tunnel or the 24th. So technically I'm 5 days late. Technically.
I am way more than 5 days. Yeah. Gardening 101. Test soil pH, wind soil, learn cool versus warm weather crop, take soil temperatures, know your zone, growing in before direct soil hardening, watch 10-day forecast.
Yes. That's something I learned the hard way. The 10-day forecast, yeah. Had to cover 100 plants, 100 tomato plants with buckets and whatever I could find. Very fun.
Do you grow by phases of the moon?
I used to. Doug and Stacy, what's their channel name again? Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, something like that.
Yeah.
They're the one that showed me the moon phases, but it's like you need the calendar, you need to figure it out, and then you get this growing calendar, and then you have to look for the full moon, and there was a lot of logistics, and I dropped out.
Yeah, for some reason, it's always in the middle of the week. It's kind of harder.
Yeah.
On a
But
weekend, it's easy, but
definitely the full moon, Marilyn, correct me if I'm wrong, is June 5th this year. I think so. And I'm trying to get everything planted by the end of the month of May, beginning of June. So I'm going to be closer to the full moon, but no, too much logistics for me.
learn what NPK does.
Nitrogen, phosphorus, and
potassium. The case for potassium.
potassium, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who's sending hearts there, but it kind of scared me for a second. I thought it was a bug in my screen. I just saw from the corner of my eye the hearts.
Yeah, that's an obvious. No, that's not true. My kids love asparagus and Brussels sprouts. So I'm making you lie right now, but I know that most of the population, the kids, don't eat Brussels sprouts.
I grow squash and zucchinis, and the kids don't like it, but I do, and my girlfriend loves them, so I grow them. But I grow tomatoes, and I'm not really a big fan, except for like if I do soup or salsa or spaghetti sauce. My daughter eats that like grapes.
So you won't eat a tomato sandwich?
Nope.
Not even a BLT?
Nope. I take a BLT, I remove the tomatoes. Club sandwich, no tomatoes.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just I don't like the.
Well, I used to be the same. I hated anything that was raw tomatoes until I tasted what a real tomato is supposed to taste like.
Yeah.
And now I can't stop. Like I walk around with my salt mini thing in my pocket when I go outside.
Well, my daughter last year was like, Dad, if you want me to eat a squash like cooked or a zucchini, you have to eat raw tomatoes. I'm like, yeah,
Oh.
maybe this year I'll make it. Maybe, maybe.
Try to go for smoky, a black tomato, smoky tomato, yellow. Um, what's the other one? Um,
Chocolate cherry tomatoes. And there's so many different types.
yeah, those are more flavorful. The Black Prince is one of my favorites. They are smoky, they taste so good, and they have a longer shelf life. So when I harvest them, they can stay longer on my counter. Okay, they don't last very long because I end up using them, but I keep them. I keep a couple of the black ones and the yellow ones for sandwiches. Mhm.
Yep,
Definitely.
plant perennials. This is something that I got coming. We're going to the conference beginning of May, and I think it's the week after I come back. I have about 16 or 17 trees coming in.
Oh shoot.
By trees, I mean trees and bushes and vines. Like I have 6 grapevines coming in, 2 Saskatoon berries coming in, 6 different um, currants. I think I have the red currants coming. Um, I have a plum tree coming in. Um, and I mean, I have some elderberries cuttings upstairs growing, and they're doing pretty well. So there's gonna be a lot of changes on my property this year.
Yeah. Fun things.
For me, Gear Gritton, thank you so much for being here. That's new. Those images. Been listening on my way home. But home now will take me a few to fire up the PC. Awesome. That's new on those emojis. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Like, is this?
There's emojis.
Yeah.
Where?
Sauce. Well, when I was looking on the computer there, like on my other screen, on my second screen, I don't know if someone was liking something or I could see like like you do on Messenger on Facebook. If you give like a heart to someone, you can see like a bunch of hearts going up.
Yeah.
I can see that going up on like on the corner of my eye,
Okay, so
but I don't
Madeline
see hearts.
Madeline just did one. The hand pick waving.
Yeah, I didn't see anything like
Maybe
moving.
you're hallucinating.
Maybe, but here Gordon said something about that too. So whoever did that, the little hearts, do it again. Do it again.
Please, 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 please.
Like his like asparagus and Brussels sprouts, like cats love bath. Oh.
There's a trick that I do. I roast mine either in olive oil or butter or baking, not baking grease. What do you call it? Lard, rendered lard. I add a lot of garlic. I know you're gonna go like, ugh. And when I serve it, the kids love it. The asparagus, I sometimes steam them and add butter on top. And even Cedric, that's a little, I'm not going to say it, I'm going to keep it clean. He does not eat anything, and he eats asparagus with butter. That's steamed. And he's going to eat roasted Brussels sprouts with butter or oil and boatload of garlic, and he's not going to complain. But he won't eat any other vegetables. But he's going to eat Brussels sprouts and asparagus. So I have to celebrate that he eats the ones that no one wants to eat.
Well, as long as he's eating something and that it's healthy,
Yeah.
you
Well,
can't expect the kids to like everything.
oh, well, he's a picky eater.
But
He's a
yeah,
very
my
picky
son
eater.
is just the same.
But it's getting better. Like, I'm getting off subject, but I always ask me, oh, mama, no, I don't want to eat. So I'm like, okay, well, eat 2 bites. It's something new to him. So I ask him, okay, I want you to eat 2 bites. And if you still don't like it, you can eat the rest of your plate. And I always make sure to have cheese and crackers on the table just in case. But sometimes he says, mama, num, 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 and he eats it. So he's discovering new things now.
So you don't have a second screen with YouTube open, right?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay. So who did that? You didn't see, but I saw it again, and I mean I was looking right there, and in the chat section, you can see the hearts going up. Like someone did something. So
Okay.
what did you do, and how did you do it, and who did it?
Okay. Let me go to. Now I
Yeah,
can't.
this. Who's doing this?
Okay. So if I go to. Oh, sorry. Okay, so you're live. Ah!
I just did some hearts, but what kind of hearts?
Okay, so it's Tracy.
Yeah, but I see that. See, like Magellan's doing the same thing, and I don't see it.
Hmm.
There's no like hearts flowing up. Oh, there.
Yeah, Tracy's doing it too.
But I saw like it happened once. Do we
Okay.
use mobile phones?
Okay, so
Okay,
it's the heart emoji that has like this wind thing going on.
it might be on a phone, so let me check that out.
No, Madeline usually is on her computer.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that it was done by her.
Hold on. Okay. Let me exit my screen. Oh, what did I do? Okay.
Let's see if I can make it there. Oh, uh, mm, mm.
um there's a couple of weird things. Oh, did I find it?
Yeah, I can see it from my chat, Marilyn. So I don't know.
Oh, is that it? Let me try. I just did something. Did that work?
Uh, no, I think it works on a cell phone. Okay, let me show. I'll show you my screen just for a sec, and I think I figured it out. So, okay, so we will see ourselves. Okay, did you see that there?
No, now I'm not seeing anything right now.
You don't see this going on here.
No, hold on. Oh, okay, no.
Just
I
look
was
on the
on the
screen.
other page. Yeah.
So I
Oh.
will do the 100% thing. You see it going.
So that's on a phone.
It's on the phone, so I'll do like an impressed face. A celebration. Celebration now. Okay. Oh, laughing face.
Okay, I'm seeing myself in triple right now.
Oh yeah, lots of times. So the laughing face and a few hearts. All right. So at least now I know what's going on. So I wasn't crazy after all.
Where are my dogs? Luna.
Oh, you're asking for your dog.
Yeah, I'm only seeing one of my dogs. Usually, my sidekick is always next to me, but at this
Yes,
time,
it
she's
has to
in.
be done on a phone.
Did you have any other questions for me? Because, like,
You have to
we got
go.
off. No, 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 no. It's because
Okay,
it's
we
an hour
caught
and
up talking.
45 minutes.
Um, I have maybe one more question that I wanted to ask you. Other than figuring out like the amount of food you're gonna grow, how much it's worth, what else are you looking forward with this challenge this year?
Well, I'm looking forward to sharing, inspiring, because there's a lot of people that wants to start gardening, but they have no idea where to start. On a personal level, I want to know what I can do, like self validation, a little bit. Like, oh my god, I am able to do this. And lastly, to share it with all you guys, because like when I send you pictures of my 4 eggs or my a pound 13 ounces of maple syrup, you understand the excitement. When I call my mom and I tell her, "Mom, I weighed in 6 pounds," she's like, "Mm-hmm." She does not understand the excitement that I have. So I kind of have like that community that I can share the weigh in and like the fun, the bad, the good, the ugly, and I just forage maple syrup, if you can call that foraging.
It is
I
fortunate.
normally forage dandelion for syrup and jelly. And I don't know if I'm gonna go for
Fiddleheads.
fiddleheads, because I don't know when it is in my area, and I don't know where to look. Um,
It's
if I,
usually close to rivers, streams, like wherever
but I
there's
don't have
water.
access like nearby my house. It's private,
Okay.
but I do have a friend on the village road that has access to the pond, like the river. So I could ask her if I can go on the riverbanks. But close by, I don't know. Like I would love to meet someone this year to bring me out to those places
Yeah.
and like showing me the ropes. I Someone gave me wild violet plants last year. I don't remember what I did with them, but I am hoping that they will come back strong so I can harvest the violets.
Hmm. Yeah. People that don't go through the same steps we do don't understand what it means to grow food. Like they're so used to go to the store and like just hand over money and get the food they need or the food they want, but they have no idea where it's coming from. And I used to be like those people. I'm not saying that it's not their fault. That's just the way that it
But there's
is.
also the convenience out of it.
Yeah. I mean, people work, they buy food, they do whatever they need to do, and that's their decision. I mean, they're allowed to do it. But once you start growing your own food and you taste fresh grown food, oh my God, it's so different. Like you said, like you were talking about tomatoes. You take a bite in your own grown tomatoes, it's not the same thing at all.
No, it's not the same thing.
And people won't know the difference until they actually try it.
Mm. I get crazy. I get crazy. See what people can grow. Us homesteaders love seeing produce and product. Yeah. Well, there's one thing that I try to say every time that I weigh in stuff or bring in stuff. I also share my failures so that they know that it took me 5 years, 6 years, 3 years, a year to get where I am now. Like, I didn't decide yesterday to do a 35 by 40 garden and have full success the first year. Like, I am at year 6, and it took me 6 years to get where I am. And it probably will be a learning curve for me all the time. But like, I don't want people to feel pressurized to do what I'm doing. Like, I just want them to grow what they need and what they can without losing their mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked Remy. I sent him messages. Is this legal? Is this kosher? I do not want the marshal. I am scared to be on the what did he call it? Um,
Marshall's office.
no, a timeout. No, what did he call it
Oh,
the other day?
suspension and penalties.
Suspension. Yes, I do not want to be suspended.
And the thing is, he's probably there lurking, or he has someone lurking for him. So we're being very nice. And whoever's watching, you can tell John that we're being nice people and
I
we're just
had I
encouraging
had
people to grow.
someone from Team Will It Grow on one of my lives, and he or she, I can't remember, said, "I promise I'm not snooping around. I'm just here to listen." I'm like, And now that you say it, you sound fishy.
Yeah. Good edible ferns have brown skin and almost remind you of celery with the henna curve. Brown stem. Yeah. No hair. The little brown paperish thing on the little round part. Um,
I don't know. Like, for me, I was not brought up in wild edibles, so it's like I'm starting from zero, from nothing. I
well,
can't
you can
even.
always show me pictures before you harvest anything. You're
True.
not going to get there. There's not going to be just a one. That's for one,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, the
There's going to
thing is, I have to find time to leave the house,
be, yeah.
and if I'm being honest, in the prime of my season last year, I had to force myself to leave the homestead to go do groceries, or I would sweet talk my husband and say, "Please, can you go do the grocery shopping so I can stay home and harvest more food, can more food." So if I go searching for wild edibles, I'm gonna have to either freeze most of my tomatoes and go out. But
Take care, Tracy.
bye,
And a question
Tracy.
for both of us, I guess. Are you doing spruce tips?
Last year I harvested it, and I did something so stupid. You told me you wanted to do syrup, I think.
Yep.
Okay, so I harvested it. Something happened. I put it in the fridge. I'm gonna take care of it later. I found the spruce dip like many, many, many weeks after. And there was a batch in my dehydrator that spent almost 1 month in my dehydrator. So I put them in a mason jar. Um, I don't know if I can do maybe a vinegar with them. We'll see. I don't know.
I
Because they
use
were.
them. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I forgot what I was going to say, anyways.
Sorry. I was just going to say that I use them in three different ways. Either, well, four actually, because I can eat them just raw, straight out of the spruce. I'll put them in a salad. It's actually pretty good in a salad. It gives your salad a little
Kick.
spruce taste, of course, but it's still somewhat good. I will boil it and do some spruce dip jelly with the rest. You can also put it with brown sugar. You just put it in a mason jar next to a window, put in brown sugar, and it's gonna give you some sort of like a black tar, um, syrup kind of thing, but really thick syrup. It's gonna crystallize the brown sugar and give it the spruce dips taste. So I tried that one last year. It worked, but after a while, you kind of have to put the mason jar in the very, very warm water to bring it back to the liquid state.
Okay.
But it was delicious.
We can't do spruce beer.
Yeah, that's another one.
So I have to talk to David and Aaron. Can you hook me up with some recipes? My dad does that. He loves to do that. And this year he loves to say that he bought almost 2,000 bulbs. Like little cloves. So that's a
Yeah.
lot of garlic.
Oh yeah. Oyster ferns, also called fiddleheads, is still required to boil them twice before simmering in with butter garlic. So yeah, you have to blanch them. You boil them. You remove the water. You boil it again. I think that they're saying that you need to do it at least once, but I always prefer doing it twice just to be sure because there's a little toxin in the fiddlehead that if you eat or drink, you're watching Simple Living Alaska, and Eric is talking about that in one of his video,
Mm-hmm.
where if you eat them raw or if you don't really take care of them properly, you can get real stomach issues, diarrhea, puking, and all that kind of stuff. So you want to make sure you blanch them properly. And I mean, if you do it once, you should be fine. But I always do it twice just to be sure. So if you do it twice, um, you're safe.
I think I have that. What Melissa says, pineapple weed.
Yeah.
It looks like chamomile.
Yep. Without the petals on the flowers. So it's you, Girgrin, right? You're one of the spy. It would make sense because you keep saying that there
I'm
is
behaving.
a spy on my live stream, and
I'm always behaving. I might slip a couple of bad words, but I try to behave.
lamb quarters. It's something I have here. I'm just not 100% sure, and I'm not gonna eat it until I am 100% sure. But
Clam's quarter. I don't know what that is.
um, it is a plant that
Oh,
we
I
call,
have that. I am invaded by
yeah,
that.
and apparently it's delicious.
Really?
Yeah,
Like I have some like every every
every
inch,
inch, every inch of your garden.
and like you can hear me like dot beep 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 every time. I'm like, and they come back and they come back and they come back.
Pineapple weed in a salad. I've never had it in a salad, but it kind of tastes well. It has a little pineapple taste. That's why it's called pineapple weed. But I use it in tea. In the tea, it's actually pretty good. Dehydrate it and use it in the tea, and it's really gonna relax you
So
before you
it's
go to
exactly
bed.
like it's like wild chamomile
Yeah,
almost.
it is wild chamomile. It
Okay.
is. That's what you call wild chamomile.
There's
With
another thing I have here, which is
plantain.
plantain.
Yeah,
I have
that's
that.
good for any skin issues. You can take the leaf, um, chew it a little bit, and then you can just take the leaf and rub it on your if you have a burn or a little cut somewhere or anything like that. It's actually pretty good to ease the pain and
So you mean I'm killing all these plants? I could do stuff with them.
yep.
Oops.
There's so many things in your backyard that you can eat.
Oopsie, oopsie. There's one that I only found out last year. I know that you can't eat them, but it's something needle.
Stinging needle.
No, it burns when you touch it.
Oh, so it's
Something needle.
we call it albapus in French.
Nope, it's not that.
Poison ivy. It's not poison
Nope,
ivy.
not that. You can do stuff with it.
Nettle.
Nettles.
Okay.
It burns. I grabbed a whole plant, bare hand. I didn't know what it was. Oh my god, it burned, it burned, it burned. I was washing my hands, it was even worse. And like I didn't know what to do, so I just took olive oil and I just rubbed my hands all over with olive oil. It calmed a little bit. And then I called my friend that used to live in the village. I'm like, what the hell is this? And she's like, you're not supposed to touch that. I'm like, really?
Wait.
I'm not touching it anymore. So when it grows in my garden, I look at it and I'm saying, you're going to die. So I go and get scissors and I click it and I'm like, bye-bye.
So in planting this year, Marilyn, you don't need to plant them. They're
Uh,
growing everywhere.
well, sometimes you need to introduce them.
It's very. I don't think it's invasive to the point where it would take over a place, but once you have
It's not everywhere on my land. There's like certain areas that it grows.
it, well, it
And
grows everywhere on my property. I have them in my garden. I have them. You can just go for a walk on the side of the road. They're everywhere.
yeah. But there's one thing I have a hard time with harvesting in the forest is you have to be careful. Like you don't know. Well, first of all, if it's a public land, I don't think that they would spray. But if it's a private land, they could spray. They could spray like chemical stuff, and I wouldn't want to eat it.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
We were taught never ever feed fern of any sort to livestock. Fern.
Fiddleheads. Ferns is fiddleheads. Ostrich ferns, fiddleheads. Definitely not raw. That's for sure. Wild lettuce. I think I've found some last year. I guess it's good. Um, it's not called wild lettuce for nothing.
I like what the last comment. So Robert says, stinning needles is one of the most nutrient dense wild food too. I guess you have to either cook it or stuff like that. But then someone, couple comments below says, Robert, you harvest it, I'll stay far away.
Wild edibles. I like a few leaves raw. They have bite. Well, if wild edibles eat it, it's probably safe. She knows a lot about
I
wild stuff.
have to take the time because, like, usually sometimes I put the videos in the background and like semi pay attention, but I want to go check out her channel and like take notes of everything.
Yeah,
Like right now is so hard to find the time to
to
like I'm
watch it.
having a hard time finishing my course that I paid. So I might um, get to opening up the garden. And then when it gets, there's a time when you plant everything and then there's like that wait period.
Hmm.
So you have like, you plant the cold hardy crop, you maintain the heat loving crop, and then you plant the heat loving crops. And then you have like that 2-3 weeks of like just before you harvest the main part of your cold hardy crops. That's going to be like a small down period for me that I might have time to go check out a challenge, but I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be too late for some of the stuff. Like Fiddleheads is in June, early June, I think.
Oh no, it's definitely going to be earlier than that for you.
Okay.
It's mid-May for me, so end of April for you, definitely.
Okay. So it could be possible then.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop it there.
It's
Get
been 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours is fine by me. I have to get up early in the morning to go with the girls shopping. I promised them I was gonna go, and I have to
Shopping.
take care of those roosters that are crowing in the morning. So, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you Annie for being with me up here.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
No problem. I also have to go pee, so it's a good.
And you're the one that has been drinking beer.
Yeah. So thanks everyone,
Good
and
night, everyone.
I'll be here on Sunday morning again. Take care.
Okay, I'll try to pop in later on. You pop in at 9?
Yeah, 9 my time, so 8 yours.
Okay, so I'm like later on, I'll pop on.
See, I told you
Oh!
that John was here. I told you it was in the background. But we were nice, John. We were nice.
I promise I was behaving. Best behavior. I swear.
Take care,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.